Okay, so the first question I have for this video is find the parallel slope, find the perpendicular slope to this line equation. If you weren't able to get that answer, that's okay, we'll talk through it. Parallel means the two lines don't cross, which means if this goes up by 1 and over by 3, this would have to go up by 1 and over by 3. So parallel slope would be 1 over 3. The perpendicular slope is an exact opposite. So if this one's 1 over 3, this would be negative 3 over 1. Or another way to write that would just be negative 3. If you wrote a really long line equation, that isn't what I asked for in the question. I just asked for the slope, and those would be the two slopes. Let's try another one. The parallel slope for this thing, if you're wondering what it is again, it's a parallel line, so it has to be the same. So that would be 2/5. Perpendicular again are crossing, or exact opposites, so I would flip the fraction and get 5 over 2, and I'd flip the sign, so since that's a positive, I would make that negative. And that would be the parallel and perpendicular slope. Let's try another one. Again, parallel means it's the same, so that would just be negative 3 over 5. Perpendicular, exact opposite, so we do 5 over 3, and it would be a positive because this was a negative, so this would have to be positive. Let's try another one. Okay, so when I'm looking at this one, again, parallel means the slope is the same. So the slope of this thing is negative 7 over 3. And perpendicular is exact opposite, so it's 3 over 7, and it's going to be positive instead of negative because it's always opposite. Try another one. So I got it like an intermediate question before we get to this one. My first question is going to be, what's the slope of this line? The correct answer for this would be, I don't know the slope of this line until I get this into slope-intercept form. Because the slope's not 2 over 1, it's not 3 over 1, it's not 10, like it's none of those numbers. To find the slope of this line, it has to be in that form that we learned when we were converting, where you have a y equals. So we're going to have to do what we did in the last video and convert this thing over. Which means when I convert this thing over, I'd have to subtract the 2x from both sides and get 3y is equal to negative 2x plus 10. And then I would have to divide everything by 3. And the nice part is, I really don't care what 10 over 3 is because all we really care is about the slope. So the slope for this line is negative 2 over 3. Now use that to find the parallel and perpendicular line. Well, the parallel line would be the exact same slope. The perpendicular line would be an exact opposite, so 3 over 2. Let's try another one. If you got stuck with this one, first, you want to ask yourself, what's the slope of this line? The answer is, I can't do it. I need it in slope-intercept form. So we would need to get the 4x to the other side. Have negative 6y equals negative 4x plus 24. And after that, we'd need to get that negative 6 away from the y, so we divide everything through by negative 6. Again, that'd give me y is equal to, well, negative and a negative gives you a positive, so 4 over 6x minus 4. Really, 4 over 6 could be reduced to 2 over 3. And then the perpendicular slope would be the exact opposite, which means it flips, and it is negative. Let's try another one. First question is, what is the slope of this line? Answer again, I don't know, because it's not in slope-intercept form. So I would need to get y by itself. Subtract the 5 over. Get 3y is equal to negative 5x plus 12. Divide everything by 3. Again, you really only care about your slope. There's my slope. The parallel slope would be the same, so negative 5 over 3. The perpendicular slope is the exact opposite, so 3 over 5. Let's try another one. Okay, so with this line, what I would like to do is I would like to, again, find its slope. Why don't I know its slope? Oh, because it's not in slope-intercept form. So I have to get y by itself, so minus 3x, minus 3x. I'd get that you have negative 4, y equals negative 3x plus 16. Then I would divide everything by negative 4. Again, what you really care about is your slope. Negative and negative becomes positive, so that's 3 over 4. And perpendicular is the exact opposite. So this is positive, this will become negative. Because it's 3 over 4, it become negative 4 over 3. That's how you do all of those problems. Again, because that is the last example, if you need any help, please raise your hand and ask. And then go on to the last video for today.